You already know what Americans don't agree on. How about what do we agree on? It's July 4th, and so for Technically, the news organization I founded that focuses on entrepreneurship and jobs of the future, I had a frank conversation with a podcast that I'm a part of about optimism and the American identity and project. And I found myself thinking about all the things we do agree on, because there are examples. So I pulled a bunch of high quality polls that had some issue that at least two-thirds of overall Americans agreed on, and a majority of both people who identify as Republicans and those identify as Democrats had to agree on. There wasn't a shortage of them. I found at least 24 that range, and let me run through some. The tippy top are things like, I believe it's difficult but important to start a business, and spending time with family is one of or the most important thing to do. Look at these 87 presenters that high-skilled immigration should be a priority for entering our country, that it is important that a president unites the country, and that nearly 9 in 10 Americans identify with the idea that their family's journey resonates with a story of working hard, doing your part, passing on to the next generation. Big majorities of Americans think that government investments in science are worthwhile. They think that small business has an impact on community. They think that recording police in the job should be legal. 80% of Americans are religious or spiritual. They believe that Social Security is very or somewhat favorable. They think that Russia is an enemy. More than 3/4 of Americans have a positive view of the American flag, and similar numbers have a warm feeling toward July 4th. Similar number identify as patriotic, very or somewhat. Among job titles, a similar number view entrepreneurs favorably. They view teachers should be paid more. That drug abuse is a serious problem. That childcare is an obstacle, especially for working mothers. Yes, it's a gendered thing, but that's how the polling data shows. 7 in 10 Americans believe that we have more in common with each other than differences. It starts getting harder down at the bottom, but we have things like medical debt above all debt should be relieved, that abortion should be legal in some cases, and that immigration overall is a positive thing. Most Americans are patriotic. The polling data show it. Trading in a national myth for a smaller tribal myth does not necessarily make us any better off. That's why I think it's important to know that